That's extraordinary. I've been working in progressive MS for 30 years, and now these things are happening, and it's a trajectory, and with the kind of engagement, because I think that's the other point about the Progressive Alliance, is that it's not just about bringing together all the really clever neuroscientists and neuroacademics and clinicians around the world and people with MS, but it's also partnering with industry. And I think what is interesting and telling about the three projects that were successful is that they all have very, very strong industry partnership, and that's critical if we're going to actually move things forward. There is. I mean, I think that's a mindset as well. What the drugs have done is that they've changed how people think. But actually, there were always things that you could do for people with MS. There's always the need for a very active management plan that looks at things like lifestyle and exercise and wellness and diet. And they should always have been there, but they weren't. And now they are. So the development of MS nurses has played a huge role in that side of things. So it's not just about the drugs, it's about the whole active overall management and the mindset, and that is completely different now. Yeah, I think one of the great things about ECTRIMS is that because it's now seen as the MS meeting internationally, the biggest meeting, the meeting where everyone attends, people keep their really good data, their interesting, their exciting data for this meeting. So yes, you feel confident that there will be something exciting. I would say that last year and this year, though, have seen a ramp up in the level of excitement compared to some of the previous years. Things were a little bit quiet for a while, but now they are not, and that's just wonderful. Exhausting, but wonderful. I think that what you've seen with relapsing remitting MS is a increasing strength of efficacy of drugs, moving from injectables to oral. Of course, you still have a side effect profile to deal with. The big question is, does using those drugs early on in the condition have an effect longer term? Does it reduce or lengthen the time to developing progressive MS? Is it a real effect? And will influencing inflammation early on have a long-term effect? So one might argue that actually you may need more than just the current drugs that we're using. You may need to have your neuroprotective agents right at the onset of your MS with your immunomodulatory agents, and therefore truly prevent progression. That's what I'd like to see in 20 years time, that actually progression doesn't happen, it is prevented. And then of course I'd like to move one step back and prevent MS altogether, but that's a bigger question.